This evening I'm taking on my first job since Corona kicked off, and I was just about to set off, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to move. I managed to lose the footage of me slipping and sliding and eventually getting stuck on the hill, but with an assist from Tim Skoda of all things, it managed to pull the ambulance up the hill. Drain works. Come on. Oh God. It was strange being back on the road properly again, and I was a bit anxious about the work ahead. But the customers had waited all of lockdown to have their vans sorted, so with the lockdown now eased and the right precautions in place, I could now start taking work back on. I'm up in York, just on the morning dog walk before work. And the job today is mostly electrical, a few faults to fix. And yeah, me and the guy had a good chat last night on a cider. Really nice guy. And yeah, I don't want to jinx it, but it should be an okay day today. But then from here, I've got to go to Northumberland, which is a long old way, and then back down. But it's just nice to be in a routine again, having to get up at a reasonable time to do something. It's something I haven't really been doing for a bit. Right, so this fan that I'm on at the minute is absolutely stunning. Look. The guy's a joiner and he's done a really nice job of the interior, but he fully admits he's not got a clue about electrics, and he's pointed out a few things that aren't working, a few mistakes. The main one being is there is no earths at all. The batteries aren't connected to the body, and the batteries are currently, I don't know if you can hear it, but they're sizzling at the moment. So that's my main priority at the minute. Get everything disconnected off these batteries, let them stop sizzling, and get a nice big earth point on the body. He's done an alright job. He said he's watched a lot of Greg Virgo's videos and Gadget John, and cables are like the right thicknesses, stuff like that. There's just a few little bits that he's just not quite got. The other thing I'm going to be changing, I've took them off now, but he had positive connections on either side of the battery, same with the negative connections. So I'm going to take all them off, and I'm going to start all the positives here and all the negatives over here, so that it flows properly. I don't think the batteries were bubbling because of the lack of earths, more that the Victron solar control was putting in too much voltage. It's really important that when you fit one of these things you get it set to the right parameters to suit your batteries. If you overcharge you could damage them. Being Victron, there was nothing I could do about it here. It was something the customer had to do via his app, but I let him know and he soon changed the program. After all the earths were sorted and the cables were tightened up a little bit, I got up to looking at the truma that wouldn't fire up for some unknown reason. So I've had an error come up on the truma, it just won't fire up, and the error code is basically saying it's not getting enough gas. So I've gone back through the piping, and it's so common on these. As you come up through the floor, the pipe gets kinked, and that's enough to stop one of these, because it takes so much gas. So I've cut it off, and I'm going to put a proper joint, and then that'll keep it nice and open, and it won't kink anymore as it gets through the floor. You busy? I think he's gone. Oi! There he is. Last job on the list was fitting a Sterling B2B, and I was done. There is the sea. There's a mighty fog rolling in. I can't even see the far tree line now. Suppose we better get moving, dog. Oi, oi! It's a memorial bench. Have some respect. I didn't record a fat lot today. It's always the way with work. One, I just get engrossed. Forget to have lunch, forget to eat, forget to record. Just get doing the work. And on that note, it's also a bit like, unless someone specifically says, oh, I'd love for you to do a bit of recording on this. I don't like to do much recording because they're paying for my time, aren't they? So, but yeah, the job went well. The Truma unit, I found a kink in the pipe. I also found some insulation in the pipe that had gone right through to the gauze before it got into the Truma. Cleared all that out, and it started igniting then, but it still won't stay on. It wouldn't stay lit. So the next thing really is to get the PCB tested, and it's kind of a specialist thing that really. Tried my best. But yeah, got all the other jobs sorted, and he was chuffed, lovely bloke. And now I'm up just above Newcastle. I'll be working on an ex-police riot van tomorrow. It's had a lovely respray in my favourite colour. And that'll be getting all the old roof lights working, all the exterior lights working, and then building a kind of 12-volt leisure system in it. But he's got everything to hand, and both customers are totally on board with the whole social distancing thing, not shaking hands, you know, trying to keep contacts as to a minimum. So that was my worry really. One, where do I park? Because I was getting loads of aggro because I'm in a camper van. But both of these have had places for me to park. This one's super secure. I'm in this like compound, it's great. And two, I was worried about people just like, hey, can I see your van and all this stuff. And so no, people are getting it, which is good. Money's coming back in again, which is always nice. Jesus, the fog is literally rolling in as I walk. Which way did I come in? Shit. All this was supposed to be a football stadium. Like all these mounds were made apparently. It was going to be a football stadium. And then they just didn't. So it's become a nature reserve. You happy now? Hey? Not happy with the 2 hours of driving, are you? Lovely. Trying to get Lance used to driving again after being so long stationary. Yeah, he's a bit panty and a bit dribbly. I mean, it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? It's kind of like... The next morning I got straight to work. This ex-police riot sprint had a gorgeous paint job, and the customer was now focusing on the inside. He'd got me in to completely build the leisure system and pull all the police wiring out, figure what's what, and get some lights and diesel heaters and stuff like that working. There was a fair bit of the police wiring, and the auction house it had come from had absolutely mullered it. They'd just cut through wires and everything. It was a bit of a mess. But luckily it was a lot simpler than the ambulance wiring, so with a bit of head scratching I got my head around it eventually. I've just got the lights going. I want to take that one down because that used to be the cell, so that light wasn't part of the main thing, so now it is. But in finding all the wiring and stuff, I found that we've got mood lighting as well, look at that. So I'll be putting in another switch for his mood lighting because I imagine it will want that. Diesel heaters ran, so it used to go through here and then go towards the front. All I've had to do is pull it back through this wall, send it through this cupboard, and there's the three main wires for the diesel heater that will now go behind this wall on the main electrical board on the leisure fuse box. So that wasn't too bad, and as long as that is still good and been looked after, it should just fire straight up once it turns on. For once the job was going pretty much without a hitch. Very rare. Usually I'm used to vans just kicking my ass all day. But no, this one was just allowing me to get my stuff done worry free. Although there was something trying to bug me. I know you want to play. I know you do. I'm at work. Go to the beach later, yeah? The beach is just down the road. We'll go for a walk, yeah? But you gotta wait. Eventually the time that Lance had been waiting for had come and we got ourselves down to the beach. Steve, the customer, had told me to come here specifically because this town apparently has the best chippy in all of England. I was sceptical, I'm not going to lie, but having missed out on so many chippies during lockdown, I was more than keen to try this claim to fame. But first, I had to wear the dog out. Go on! Go on! What have you done? Come here. Come here. Look at me. Hey. Go on. No. Oh. Well, the portions are bigger than back home. Oh my god. Oh. God damn. Right, I'm turning you off because this is going to get sexual. A little later that night and with no neighbours around, I've decided to try out a little siren mod I've been working on. I'm sure a few of you fellow nerds out there will know where this sound comes from. I cannot wait to wire that up fully. The next morning I got back to work, everything was now wired through and sorted, and I just had to make the main control board. I recently stumbled across a new podcast that's been keeping me occupied during work, Fake Doctors, Real Friends. If you're a fan of Scrubs, it's JD and Turk. They're going through every single episode and discussing behind the scenes and all sorts of stuff. It is hilarious.
I like this. I did love the sea story because I... Right. And then you walk out. See you later, killer. It's true. Krista makes a good point. How many years old that alone? He just knows everything. He's all knowing that shit. Yeah.
Right, that's another one done. I'm shattered. The only thing I haven't managed is the radio. It was a bit of an add-on anyway, but there's been some tampering on the police side of the wiring, and the wires just aren't adding up. They've done something custom to them, so I've run out of time to do the radio. But the whole leisure system's in now, all the lights are working, all the exterior lights are on, and Steve's happy, so I'm happy. But now it's time to pack up. Got a 3-hour drive ahead of me before I get back, so yeah, I'm gonna get packed up, have a nice big coffee and get off. I'm getting looked at like the dog, sorry. Walk and then get off. New van for Emma, and she's bought it. Right. Oh, it's so weird, it's like my van but it's not. It's so clean. Oh, The roof's so high. Right, now we've got an hour and a half trip back. And ironically, we're going to drop off at Jez's. Jez has been nice enough to look after it for 2 days until she can take it back, because it's a long old way back to Oxford from here. So yeah, we're going to hit the road now. We need to get some fuel. Shit. Emma's joined the sprinter clan. That's weird. Not used to that. Ooh, wow. That's a lot higher than it was. Yeah, this is the lowest point of the garden here. If this carries on rising, I'll be underwater. So I think the van's going to stay up there for the remainder. Only here for a few more days now, and then work's kicking back in fully. Well, you can't even see my face, but never mind. Tonight is the last night with Tim and Julie. Amazing night we've had. We've just made some home cooked pizzas, some Pims, quite a posh evening, and finished up. So tomorrow I'll be leaving to get back to reality, really. Bit of a mad one, but yeah, it's been great. And guys, I know you're watching. Can't thank you enough for putting me up for the rest of lockdown. And yeah, it's really set me in good stead now to get back into the real world and get back to it, basically. I'm gonna get a shower and get ready for bed. I'm prepped for leaving tomorrow. So I'll see you all next time.